Hey, this is Practical Repair MD, and what I have in front of me is a balance scooter or the mag board that I built from scratch. In this episode I will show you how to build it, how to order it online, and from start to finish to the final testing of how to build your very own mag board and custom build it the way you like it. What I'm going to show you guys is actually how to build your own balance board from scratch. These parts here, as you can see, I got from a website, and I will show you the website later. Custom order every single one of these, and today I'll show you how to build it from scratch. Okay? Hey, this is Practical Repair MD, and what we need for this build is pretty much a 5.5 hex wrench and a standard Phillips screwdriver. And I'm going to show you guys how to build the balance board or hoverboard or hawk from scratch. You can do this and order the parts from the website below. And let me show you the shell that I have. So what I have is I order a white shell, then I mask the lens out, okay, and I coat it with the Rust-Oleum Flexi Dip removable rubber coating. This will serve two purposes. This is flexible, and it has a nice grip and a nice texture to it, and should you need to change it, you can easily peel it off and recoat it yourself. This is the reason why to build your own board is because you can customize the color. So once you get the shell, you pretty much can go to a Home Depot or Lowe's and buy one of these Rust-Oleum. Just make sure you search for a make sure whatever you buy is gonna adhere to plastic. Great for metal, plastic, and glass. So whatever you do, do your research and make sure it's plastic ready. And so what I did was I masked this out and I sprayed 3 or 4 layers at a time. One whole can went into this board, and I sprayed it yesterday. So now I'm going to remove the masking tape, and you can see, go ahead and expose the indicator light. Still a little tacky on the edge, but no big deal. So let's go ahead and start the build. Alright, so what you need to do first would be the logic board. We'll go ahead and mount the logic board on. Alright, let's go ahead and place it in. And the logic board has a heat sink. The bottom, the heat sink here, heat sink plate has 4 screw holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what you need are these threaded screws. Okay? And these threaded screws are designed to actually hold the board down. Let's go ahead and place it in with your Phillips screwdriver. Go ahead and just go ahead and screw it in, but not tight enough yet until you get all the screws in. Okay. Now there's 2 back here. Alright. It's very important that you get all 4 screws in. Okay, now go ahead and put some elbow grease into it. Tighten it up. Okay. Alright. So what you want to do now is go ahead and run this cabling through. This is the power, the battery connector. Run it through this loop right here, to this frame. Alright. Now let's go ahead and run these. This is the speed control. that all the way through. All right. Now let's go ahead and run this all the way through. Okay. That's the LED. All right, this is the power for the motor. Run it all the way through this little loop right here inside. Gets kind of tight. There you go, you get all four of this through. Let's go and organize this a little bit. All right. Right here, so we have this organized like so. Okay, so now that we got the logic board in, what we're going to do now is go ahead and put these rubber balance sensor pads onto here. Okay, the sensor pad. All right, what you want is this two tab. This is the circular tab, and this is the actual sensor itself. And what you want is to be facing this way. Okay. You want this to be vertical, and let's go ahead and place it onto here. This has a rubber seal already, so once you tighten it, it will be weather resistant. So I'm going to put it in. Rubber sensor pad. Into place. Okay. Alright, let's put the other sensor pad. Make sure lay down vertical, orientation is correct. Alright. With these things, you want to tighten just right. You don't want to over tighten or under tighten. That will determine whether your sensor pad work properly or not. And the sensor pad is the one that determines the speed, whether you're going forward and backward. It is the one that's reading. Just a slight variation of this going up and down will determine the power, the amount of power going through the motor. Alright, let's just tighten just right. You don't want to over tighten it. Just once it feels like you're getting a good resistance, you can't go any further, you go ahead and stop tightening it. Over tightening can cause the sensor pad ring to break, and then you have to buy a new one. Again, all these parts we do have for sale. Okay, let's go ahead and work on this side. Alright, line it up. I'm going to line this one up also. Put the screws in. Nothing feels like actually building your own ride. So this is an opportunity. You want to do something great for someone for Christmas, and you want to take credit for building it from scratch. This would be the ultimate Christmas birthday present. I'm building this one for my daughter, and I'm making sure that all the best material and electronic goes into it, because ultimately she'll be cruising on the road here, and you don't want anything to go wrong. Okay. these simple tools, you should be able to build your own. If you order from China, you're gonna see those $300 or $400 boards. They're not made the same. Trust me on that. My shop has a lot of these coming to us, and most of the issue would be the logic board not working properly, and the repair bill goes from $150 all the way to $400 depending on what's needed. But you get what you pay for, so be aware. Okay, now that you have all this set up, okay, what we need to do now is go ahead and mount the battery on. Okay, so the battery, this is a lithium polymer battery. It has a output of 42 watts, and it's direct current, and you can see right here it's a pretty high-end battery here. And battery cage, let's go ahead and put the battery into the battery cage. Set it up just right. And let's get the screws for the battery cage, and it's a similar screw. It's the shredded screws right here, and you want to go ahead and tuck it in. Some people actually have the wire underneath the battery cage, but I really don't want to run it that way. The battery gets pretty hot and you don't want it to fuse. So I like to keep it away from the battery cage. One above, not under the battery cage. I'll show you how to do that. Alright, I'm tucking it in just slightly for now. Alright. Alright. Tip over a little bit. Go ahead and just place it in here. All right. To complete build of this, you should take about maybe an hour 30 minutes, depending on how fast you work. I can do this in about under 40 minutes, but I'm gonna work a little slow for you guys so you can keep up. I build quite a few of these. When we get these in our shop, we get them in parts and we build it to the customer's specification. We're gonna go ahead and put the LED onto these shells. This is the front and left side of the top shell. This right here is the balance indicator, and this is the battery level indicator. Okay, and I'm gonna flip this over now. We got the round LED and the star LED and the round LED, or the cross LED. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use the cross LED plus first. We're gonna place the cross LED with the battery indicator. Okay, having this face downward. 2 screw provided. Let's go ahead and first thing we do is hand fasten first, and then we'll go ahead and apply it with the screwdriver. Alright, fasten it just right. Okay. Now we got the circular LED. Okay, and that will be used for the balance indicator. Okay. Facing down, facing up. Go ahead and fasten it. Okay. Alright, with all these are attached, I'm going to bring the balance board back in. Okay, this is the metal frame with all the components. We're going to flip it over. Remember the battery side right here. Okay, rule of thumb is the battery indicator goes on the battery side. Alright, first thing we're going to do though is go ahead and put pads on these. Okay. These are the sensor pad. And when you press on them, see here, it actually, you'll get the reaction. It goes to the sensor and it tells you whether you are going fast or slow or backward or forward. Let's go put these rubber grip pad on. Foot grip pad. Make sure it's nice and tugged. Battery side with the battery. Okay, put this loop in here. Put this into the slot allied. Okay, and now go ahead and fasten it carefully. Okay. Do the same for this side. Okay, tuck it in carefully. Bring it right through. Okay. Run it over here. Okay. Let's turn it over. Okay, you want these to be sticking out of the frame, coming through. Alright, let's go ahead and secure the frame to the top shell. Okay, nice and secure. We're going to use 8 these screws per side. Okay, so place it here. We'll place it on this side. Okay. Make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, do the same for this side. Alright, so what I'm going to do is show you where the rest of the screw goes, other than boring you with me putting every screw in. I'm going to fast forward to the finish part when I secure the top shell to the body, but I'll tell you where to place the screw in. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 screws and 8 on the other side also. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to that point where I put the shell on. Alright, so this is the final screw being placed on. All the screws are done. It's really crucial that you have this all flush with the frame, with the 2 tabs sticking out about 1/8 of an inch. You can see I have, let me tighten this up a little bit more. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 on the other side, making it 16. What we're going to do now is go ahead and put the wheels, the motor on. Alright, these motors are high power motor. It's 36 watts. And the motor is actually within the wheel, the disc itself. Very high end. If you're familiar with the drone at all, the outside plate of the cylinder is the motor. And as you can see, all the circuitry, all the wiring comes out of here. And you have the round side and the flat side. Okay, what we want is the flat side facing us. We're going to rest it in here. Okay, and we'll do the same to the other side. Okay. Place it in carefully, flat side facing us. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pliers the screw onto place. And what we have here are the hex screws, hex bolt. This is nylon cushioning plate, and this is the pre-fitted metal plate that goes on top of the nylon. Serve as a washer also. So what we want to do is match up here, and we're gonna, for now, we're gonna hand screw it in. Okay, to get to the point where we can tighten it later. Okay, and the reason why we're not tightening all the way is, you see these wheels right here, if you push it too much either way, it's going to be rubbing against the frame. So what we want is it just right, and we need to manually adjust this. So let's go ahead and just place this in first. Okay. All right. Tighten it not to a point where it actually locks in. I'm just getting it so I can still adjust the spacing between the tires and the frame, or the motor and the frame. As you can see, nothing's rubbing. So go ahead and tighten this. You want to do it diagonally from each other. Move this way. Okay. It's a little bit long more. Okay, now let's spin this again. Nothing's rubbing again, so we're good. Just going to add some more tension to it. Okay. Again, we don't want it to move back and forth, so we tighten enough so it doesn't slide back and forth. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead. Don't want to use a torque one. It might break the nylon block that's securing it. What we're trying to do is tighten it enough, hard enough that it doesn't slide. It doesn't slide back and forth. Okay. As you can see right here, it's not sliding back and forth. It's just right. And we're going to do the same for the other side. Alright, we can go ahead and tighten this side also. Go ahead and bring the nylon strip in place. And again, if you guys are interested in building this from scratch, it would make a great Christmas present or birthday present, because knowing that it is actually from you. Buy the part, customize it the way you want, paint it the color you want. Then your son or daughter or loved one will really appreciate the gift, because it's came from you and you actually built it. The link is below. With a hand sense it. That's what it sounds like when it's rubbing against the frames. We want to adjust it. Okay. Let's go ahead and tension this. Perfect. I'm tightening it just enough so I can go in and manually tighten it later. Alright, let's take a look. Spins perfect. Let's go ahead and tighten it. Diagonal each other. It's crucial to have this nice and well tightened, but you don't want to over tighten that you actually break the block underneath either. Tighten this a little bit more than the rest. See how it slides? See it's rubbing in. So you're going to adjust it about right here so it doesn't slide anymore. And then we're tightening it. Okay. Let's tighten it a little more. Alright, so now that this is well tightened, let's go ahead and wire things up. Okay, the way we're going to wire this, well, we're going to put the power on, green to green, yellow to yellow, and blue to blue. So these are the power plugs. As you can see here, we're going to put green to green. We're going to go ahead and put blue, well, yellow to yellow. Okay, have it overlap, blue to blue. We're going to put the speed control cable. Alright, we're going to tuck this in later. Let's go ahead and put the sensor plate. The sensor plate, I already put screws ahead of time. All corners, these are the wrench screws, or the threaded screws. Okay, fasten it in here. Let's go ahead and tighten it. You don't want to over tighten that you break it. Just tighten just enough. Okay, secure bond. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and wire this up. Run the wire from the shell, okay, to this here. Alright, I'm gonna Velcro seal these. Alright, do the other side. Okay. Again, I'm gonna use the power cable, green to green, green power to green power. Okay, the last thing I want to do is actually plug in the battery. You don't want to do it at this point, you will get shock. Yellow to yellow, blue to blue, and then the power speed controller. Okay, let's go ahead and put the sensor, balance sensor on here. Okay. Carefully place it in. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and connect the indicator light into place. All right, and then go ahead and put that's a speed controller, and this is the indicator light. All right, so I have all that in place. Now let's go ahead and work on now that we got this already done, let's put this aside and work on the wiring of the bottom half of the shell. Okay, so the bottom of the shell are these right here. All right, and as you can see these shells here, we got the power switch and the charging port. Let's go ahead and work on that first. Okay, we got a power switch here and charging port. Alright, so the charging port we have here is the charging port. We can go ahead and loosen this out. Okay. We're gonna have to run it through here. So let me go ahead and get this through. Like so. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and run this power switch in through here. Alright, so the cable running through the second hole, as you can see here. Alright, and so we want it to recess, want it to face downward, this little notch here, face downward, recess in. Now we can go ahead and fasten this in. Put this back into the ring. This might take a little time, but be really careful not to nix any cable while you do this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and tighten. Seal right here. Okay. All right. Okay, so again with this tab facing downward, we tighten this. Once you can't tighten anymore, go ahead and get a wrench. Tighten just right. And then I use my Sgx Digitizer Glue. This is a silicone adhesive. Works really well to weather resist and also to secure your shell. So I'm putting enough in here to lock it in place, and I'm also going to seal it off. Weather resist the seal. It's going to run all around. Close it out. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the power button on. This is the power switch button. All right. And again, go ahead and loosen the nut from it. Place it into here. Carefully tuck it in. Make sure it's nice and flush through this. I have to wiggle a little bit. Okay. Work it around. Okay, I'm pushing it all the way inward. Okay. Alright, just Push it a little further right here. Alright, now that we have that in, we're going to go ahead and tighten it. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and tighten it with the wrench right here. Bring it in more and more. Okay. Make sure it's nice and recessed in. There we go. Slowly tighten this. Okay. Now it's nice and tightened and nice and flush in. Go ahead and use Sgx. And this Sgx takes about an hour to cure. But now that it's holding in place here, we'll go ahead and concentrate on the, now we're going to do the lens. These are the LED lens that goes onto here. This is the LED shell that goes onto it on this side. Left is left, right is right. Okay. So this is the left LED shell. See, setting it right here. I'm going to push it on through. Okay. Like the way you see it here. Okay, we're gonna lock it in like that. Okay. Tuck it down. Now we'll go ahead and tighten the screws for this. We also need to weather seal this. We don't want any water to go through the LED. Okay, so go ahead and tighten the screws. And you pretty much do the same on the other side. I want to show you how to do it on this side. Then we're going to skip to the other side being done. Alright. So it's nice and secure. Okay, what we need to do now is go ahead and weatherproof the inside using my Sgx Digitizer seal. And apply the adhesive all around. This is to prevent the water, moisture, humidity from the outside entering here and messing with the circuitry. Okay, so that's nice and sealed. We're going to apply the same thing to this side. Okay, now the other side, the screw is in place. We're going to go ahead and put the Sgx Digitizer seal to weatherproof it. Alright, we're going to have this sit for about 2 hours and then we'll be back to put it onto the board. Okay, so now with the silicone fully cured, the Sgx is fully cured, what we're going to do is go ahead and put the bottom shell onto the logic board. Alright, so this right here is the power charger or the charger port. Let's go ahead and place it to the logic board here. Okay. Plug the charging port in. And this is the power switch. And that goes right in this slot right here. Alright, that's in. Okay, and this is the LED indicator. And go ahead and place it into here. Alright. Now that we have that secure, what we want to do is go ahead and use the Sgx also to go ahead and fortify, seal it off, preventing it from popping out when we ride it. That way it'll keep it nice and secure. Put the Sgx as a silicone bond. Okay. And on the other side, on this side, we do the same. Okay, all it needs is just a LED. We're going to indicate LED, like the LED light indicator. Go ahead and put Sgx to seal it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is tuck away these wires. I'm going to run Velcro. This is a Velcro wire fastener, or cable fastener. Run underneath the battery bracket. Okay. Lay this flat, like so, right here. Now with the Velcro fastener, we can go ahead and tighten it. Okay. Get it just about right. And then we're going to overlay it. I'm going to have a tightening strip right here. We're going to overlay this Velcro. Alright, now we're going to bring this inward here. I'm going to lay it around. Let's go ahead and plug the power port in. Okay. Power cable, batteries plugged in. Let's tuck this away safely down here. Okay. So we can go ahead and wrap the cord around a few times. Okay. Nice and tuck away. Now that everything is nice and fastened, we're going to go ahead and put the shell on to here. Alright, make sure the shell is nice and flush. Okay. Shell looks good here. And looks great on the other side too. We go ahead and on this side, we're going to clean up the wiring also. Okay, so what we're going to do is put this bundle together. This wire is here. Go ahead and wrap it in a group. Okay, cross them out like so. And these cords here also, tuck them down here, and we're going to fasten them in the bundle. Okay, you can get these Velcro strip from pretty much any hardware store. I got this one from Lowe's. These are the wire fastener. Alright, so now with all that tucked away, I'm going to put this shell back on this side. Alright, so now we have two sections on here. Alright, so there's two types of screws that goes onto here. There's the corkscrew style, like what I have here, and then there's the machine one. The corkscrew style goes onto the outer shell, the outer corner, as you can see right here. This one, this here, and here. So let's go ahead and put the corkscrew style back on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fasten it up. Okay, and again work diagonally. Okay. Right, now we put the machine one in. Drop the machine screw into place. Like so. And go ahead and start fastening these machine ones into place. This machine, the threaded screw, makes contact with the metal frame. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put the screw on the other side, dropping this corkscrew in to each corner, and then put the machine screw or the threaded screw to the middle part. Okay. First thing we do is tighten the corkscrew first, the side screw, working diagonal. All right. Alright, now the threaded screw onto the frame, to the metal chassis or the frame. Alright, this will secure it to the chassis. 3 more screws left. Alright. This is the last screw. Okay. So now let's go and power this on. Power button right here. Alright. Let's test the balance sensor. Looking at what we're looking for here is the LED blue light pressure pad. Alright, back. Yep. And the other side back. And front. Alright, this is great. We're going to go ahead and test this outside. Okay? Alright, so now we're outside. Power the board up. Alright, got my green light. I'll go ahead and mount this board. Alright, here we go. Perfect. Ride's great. Want to take it for a little spin. Anyways, this is Prac with iRepairMD. Safe riding and safe repair. So, to order the parts, this is where I get my part from. I go to Digital Life, D-I-T-I, Digital, L-I-F-E-E-X, right there, .com, and you'll be sent to this website. Go to Magboards, and then order the parts from here. You go ahead and go to products. From here you can buy all the parts you need to build this, and pretty good people over there. You can